be hanging out with funny people, studying comedy acts, and saying stupid shit on a camera and putting it on the internet.
You done?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of the Mega Super Awesome Podcast Supreme Show. This is our first episode. I finally decided on a name. For now, it'll probably change because that name's kind of stupid. But yeah, so welcome to the first episode. We got Jake.
Hi.
Right here. We got Brian Sosek over there. And that little guy right there is Joseph. And I don't know if he's going to stay for this, but this is everybody who's in the room today, so welcome.
Fucking perfect.
That was so tight. Thank you, that was fucking sick. I gotta grab my mod.
Yeah, so what you been up to, man?
Me?
Yeah.
I've been working. I've
That
been
sucks.
painting. And today, me and Brian did some skating.
I haven't been skating in so long. I wish I still skateboarded. Skateboarding's for faggots anyway. I hate it.
You.
Skateboarding's not fun for me anymore.
Fuck you. You've been having so much fun. Don't act like you haven't.
Yeah, but
Me
it's
and my
like
bitch.
trying to skate isn't fun anymore.
I think it's fun.
Last time I tried skating, I did like 5 nollie hard
I wanted to
flips
fucking play that.
in a row, and then I never did them again. I see you brought sour Skittles.
Yeah, I found them in a container. I guess I never finished them off from when Mom bought them for me.
Did you even open them?
Yeah, they were open. Like, I ate a couple, but I never ate them all.
Who the fuck opens a bag of Skittles,
Skittles.
leaves it for 6 weeks, and
Sour
then comes back to
Skittles,
it?
too.
Somebody who's high all the time.
Just to keep you.
Maybe that's my problem. I haven't been smoking.
That was solid. Oh, man.
I really miss getting high though. Like just taking down that little bit of time to like.
Break down some nug and roll it in a peppy hour.
Yeah, it's like it's religious. It's sacred to me. And now my parents will drug test me, and I just want to pass a drug test so I can start smoking again. Like,
Can I have Skittles now?
no, fuck you. You can't have Skittles.
Oh, you're a fucking asshole. Oh, I haven't
First
made
bomb
that.
rip of the day. That's always the best one.
I wouldn't know. I haven't smoked in far too long. I went from smoking 20 bowls a day to 0. Like, and it's very depressing. I went through this depression after I
Don't make
stopped.
this on a sad note.
This is too early in the
And
I
then,
know.
We're like 4 minutes in.
We're not even 4 minutes. We're probably a minute and a half.
2:25. We'll check it.
I was gonna say, if you didn't fucking interrupt me,
What is that, bitch?
that you can masturbate plenty and compensate enough for the marijuana
You
use.
don't get high and then rub one out?
Nah, I get
Well, I know you
lazy.
can't anymore, but dude,
I
I
get way
fucking
too
get
lazy.
high and then I'm like, man,
He's right.
I'm really bored, but then I'm like,
You get too lazy.
Dude, I just lay there. I don't
Oh,
know.
fuck that. I get high and I'm like, I'll sit there and I'll look at something and I'm like, damn, that couch cushion looks hot.
That's like
Look at that fucking oven.
And then it's always like the most absurd porn searches.
Yeah, I'm like,
When you're done, your porn searches are god awful.
God, I must say, like, I saw a microwave that opened both, like, you can open it from this way,
Yeah, dude. Tyler's Snapchat.
open it from this way,
Yeah, that was.
and I was honestly like, that is a sexy microwave. I would fuck the shit out of that thing. Hell yeah.
Microwave
I want
portable.
one. I really want one.
It's cool. It can open from both sides.
but how does that work? Like magnets? Like, could you get pissed and just say, fuck them?
And
It
they
just-
don't both ever come off. There's like one or the other.
I have no clue.
Because
I'd
could you imagine just like coming home? Like, I would do that to my kids every day. I'd come home pissed off as fuck from my blue collar ass job, drop whatever I had, and just fuck! And rip the microwave off, and they would see that and go, oh my god. I'd be like, I just broke the microwave and slam it back on so my kid thinks I'm like, God.
Like, fuck your Tostitos.
I would have everything like that. I would have my refrigerator door like that, come home, rip it off. Who take out the fucking milk? Ricky!
Oh, you're
He
kind
comes just
fall out
holding
and
the
shit.
fucking door by one hand. I'm like, did you do this? The door? No, the fucking milk, asshole. He's like, Dad. Put it back on. Dad, what?
I'm sorry. She's like apologizing anyways.
It would be even better if you had like a point in time, like you have a fridge that only opens from one door, and then you just randomly get a new fridge and rip the door off. Then that would blow the kid's mind.
The kid's like, wait, why do we have a silver door? Don't question it! Pick off the door and just be like, what, you don't like this fucking fridge, huh? And just rip the door? Fine, we won't have this fucking fridge. And then he's like, what the fuck, Dad? That's not what I was talking about. Alright then. And just put it back and be like, I'm sorry. Be like, well, fucking make your mind. He's all like 3, like, all you can hear is just like,
Oh my God.
that's the best when your parents get mad at you and all you offer them is,
I love emotionally traumatizing kids.
Dude, fuck no. I'm so sensitive to that now. Like, for being so, I'm so like, all right.
I have to make kids cry. Like, I have to fuck with
What
kids.
the-
It's weird. No, because
It's
it's
a
like,
necessity.
I feel, no, it's like more to cover my ass, because I feel really weird when I'm around the little kids and I'm all nice to them. Like, oh, hi, little boy. Like, oh, I love your child. I'm like, I feel, like, if I see
That's
anybody
true.
like that to my kids, I'm like, you're a fucking molester.
Yeah.
Fucking
Like,
asshole, it evens out.
yeah, I'm like, if I'm like, hey, bud,
That's
like,
nature.
and I, like,
No, yeah,
pick
well-
the kid up and I'm like,
Well, of course you don't
Choke
randomly
slam.
pick up
On
the
somebody's
babies
fucking-
and like give them ice cream and shit.
no,
with kindness.
I know.
Of
I
course.
can't. I
That's what
feel weird. I always feel like,
Don't, fuckers.
oh,
I'm not
okay,
saying
no, I thought you said, of course you
Excuse me.
act to them with kindness,
No,
but I was
fuck
just,
no. I'm not
no,
saying
I'm
to
saying
give kids
fuck that.
kind, like fucking. I'm gonna just put you up on top of the fucking the slide. Like
I don't even
What
do
the
that
fuck?
with the kids.
you're not supposed to.
In
That's
my
fucking
family.
rape. That's rapey.
Yeah, but there's, I
Shows
see
up to a
so
park with,
many
like, a red
families who are
wagon
like,
full
oh
of
my
ice
god,
cream,
like
just
this
melted
little
ice cream
baby,
out
and I'm
of
like,
the
if I
buckets.
did that, like you'd instantly think, what is this 6'4" man doing to this child? This man is way
I'm
too
just saying, I fucking hate it when like parents like punch their kids in the middle of Walmart. Is all I'm saying. I'm not saying like I have to go fucking be that kind to children. Like what the fuck?
What
I'm
Walmart
saying
do
like
you go to?
well, that's what I'm saying. You know, like
big.
you see some
Riverside,
fucking
Walmart.
shit. Yeah, anything in Riverside.
If you go to a Walmart, you're gonna see emotional abuse. Like,
It's true.
just that's Walmart.
It's awful.
I feel like there should be a section at Walmart that's just for hitting people,
For abusing.
like for spousal abuse and then
Like they should just
elderly
have like
abuse.
a whole row of antidepressants and like all this like psych medication, just like you could buy it at Walmart for now.
So long, then.
Exactly, just off the shelves, like, because if you're going there, you kind of need those anyways. That's all I'm saying.
I'm a Target person.
I went into a gas station and this dude was fucking like, he was so swamped with shit because like, I guess this fucking cholo ass dude went in there because like I went in there and this dude was like, dude, like I'm sorry, I gotta fix some shit, like I just a bunch of shit just happened to me right now, and I was like, dude, take your time, like no worries. And I was like, what happened? He goes, this fucking 17-year-old Mexican cholo kid came in here, and the dude was Mexican too, so he
Okay.
wasn't just like this fucking Mexican,
Yeah.
but he was like, this Mexican kid came in, little cholo kid, fucking trying to buy blunt wraps with an EBT card, and when he said that, I was like, what the fuck? And then he's like, I wouldn't sell it to him because he didn't have his ID, all he had was this EBT card trying to buy, he didn't even say, can I get a switcher, he said, let me get 2 blunt wraps, and then he was like, and then he said, and then I wouldn't fucking sell it to him because I'm like, dude, you fucking don't even have, like,
ID, yeah.
no ID. He's like, you don't even have enough pubes on your face to pull off a unibrow. Like, you have, there's no puberty to you yet.
Yeah.
And like, and he said the kid fucking got pissed and wrecked up the place. And I was like, oh my god, like, what the fuck? Like, it was weird, but it wasn't even in like a bad area, but that shit just tripped me
Where
out.
was this?
It was in like fucking, Buena Park, like, but the nice part of Buena Park.
Laguna Niguel.
Is that in Buena Park?
No.
Fuck no.
That would be cool if it happened there.
It's like 50 miles.
Good,
Not
good.
50.
Hears about it somehow.
It's like 35.
It's like, could you imagine like that happening in like a white area? Like just a white kid who's really into being a cholo?
Oh, that's fucking Riverside as well.
Dude, I hate Riverside so much. Like, you guys have no clue how much I hate even going to Riverside. Like, dude,
Riverside will always hold a special part of me because it's like where I grew up,
yeah.
but I'm just like...
I fucking hate Riverside so much.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get stabbed for this now.
I like Riverside,
Fuck
but like
no.
the last 3 times I've been there, I've seen dead people.
I'll be...
Oh yeah, I went to Hunt Park that one time. Remember that fucking car was all like...
Oh god, all blasted.
Dude, and then there was that... Fuck, and there was that guy on the stretcher with the blanket. He was just chilling there.
I watched a guy...
That's funny.
I've been shot at 4 times in Riverside living where I lived, but I've seen twice as many people dead. At work, I watched a dude have a heart attack and die in a Farmer John's on our lunch break. We pretty much witnessed a man get shot in his head and live.
That'll happen.
Watched a guy get completely ran over by a car and hurt his femur go, because he was running across the street and his bobbly ass tweaker, and he was running across the street and he went to jump on the curb, and when he jumped on the curb, his leg slipped out and went back into the street. This fucking Tahoe went, gack! And fucking straight, didn't snap his knee back, but straight ostrich-legged his fucking femur.
Fuck you!
Straight up
His shin, not
yeah,
his femur.
His
That's
shin, straight.
Fuck.
Snap that
Change
shit
it.
back.
Change it, dude. My shins hurt so
Oh
bad.
my god, dude.
Oh
there
my
was that.
God.
We watched a dude fucking just straight out croak in the,
No, Joseph.
God.
You do the trumpet and then you do the water bottle?
He spit
Wait,
water.
where's my water bottle? Oh,
That's mine, I just opened that.
Alright.
Randy threw yours.
thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Fucking cock.
Alright.
I don't even know who to blame for that.
Like, I've seen so many dead people because of Riverside, but I want to talk about the time we watched somebody get shot in the face.
Okay.
We're sitting here.
What the fuck?
We're all sitting in our apartment and we're smoking cigars because one of our friends just turned 18, and
Okay.
I was like, alright, fuck yeah, like, buy me cigars. So I was smoking with our friend Mary, and this, we had our other friend Ashley, and she was smoking, and all of a sudden we heard, Gah! And we looked over, this dude fucking just took off running, just like, fucking looked like Gucci Mane was running to, like, buy a crema pressment. And,
A press man. Okay.
fucking
It's not even good.
slaves didn't get fucking presents, they got a presents.
Fuck you.
But...
Oh, presents.
Oh,
Fuck you, man.
but so yeah, this dude just taking off. But it was funny because when he was running, he wasn't like running. This motherfucker straight up, like his pants were so baggy. He straight was running. He had both hands like this, like a straight Texan. It was like running like this. And I was like, what the fuck? And we looked over.
Sam.
Huh?
Like Yosemite
Yeah,
Sam.
dude, just like one tarnation. And so like I
Sound
fucking
kit quality. One target. That shit was perfect.
Oh my
Sorry,
god. But yeah, so this dude takes off. We're like, what the fuck? And we look over this, like, the fucking crunchy redneck dude from GTA 4 or
Yeah.
5.
Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor. He fucking, he's like, laying on the ground. This dude's just like, fucking like this. And we're like, what the fuck? So we walk up, like, so like, we come up from here and he's laying outside of the gate just fucking Peter Griffin the fuck out. And then once we get up there, this motherfucker, like the Undertaker, went boom. And when he did that, dude, no joke, this nigga's scared. Sorry. Like, this dude's forehead was just like it looked like someone just fucking judo chop, and it just went. And he looked up at us, and we looked at each other, and he was just like, he rolled over, and he was like, oh, fuck. And he was sitting there for a second, and we're like staring at him, we're like, do we call 911? And they were like, fuck no, what if he comes back? I was like, I don't know, we're in an apartment complex, like, what the fuck? And then we just kind of were like, they were like, let's watch how this plays out. And I was like, okay. So we're sitting there, we're watching this dude, and he sits up, and he's like sitting there, and he's like, oh my god. And he's like, fuck, my head hurts. And I was like, I'm thinking, yeah, you just got shot in it.
Yeah.
And he fucking got up, and he was like, I'm gonna go get a beer. He went to the liquor store that he just got shot next to, bought a beer, and we were just sitting there like, I wonder if he's gonna come back. And he just was walking down the fucking street with this tall can in a bag, just like, kind of like... And I'm assuming he walked home because he like walked down that way and we went out of sight and we were just like, okay, like, whatever. And fucking
he had a bad day.
Walked around. Yeah.
I mean,
that makes sense.
Pretty much. To each their
You know, I would have probably went to the hospital because I got shot in the face, but you know, to each their own.
To each their own.
I mean, just rub some dirt in it, he'll be fine.
Walk it off.
It'll scar sick.
Oh, that poor guy has to live with that. Like,
I don't know.
Fucking a canoe in his head because a fucking bullet was there.
Well, it wasn't like deep, but it was just like...
Fuck.
I was talking and I inhaled and Skittle went in my throat. Look at that interracial couple that's just paused on screen.
Well, look at the bitch in the back. She don't have no panties on. Dirty ass
Chris?
slut.
That's what it says. Chris.
Anyways.
But, yeah, it wasn't like this drastic, like, fucking trench that just somebody dug out with a shovel. It was just like...
Sketchy.
Yeah, it was just like
It
enough
probably
to be
didn't
like...
bleed either very much.
No, it was
Got
like pretty
sawed.
bloody. This
Oh,
dude
really?
like looked like a mess.
Oh shit.
But I'm assuming because after he was walking back, he still looked the same. So I'm like, the bleeding obviously stopped. Like I'm assuming it just grazed his forehead and went up. Like
Yeah.
I don't know how the fuck you like.
Yeah.
I'm assuming this close to someone and like angle it up to where it's just like, cat. Oh,
You're beating a dead horse at this point.
Fuck that, dude. But I'm just saying, like.
You're beating a dead. Fuck yes, Jake.
He always tries and says that. I know I talk a lot, but
That's
so
good.
to each their own.
Fucking gay.
The point of the story is this motherfucker got shot, left, and it just bought a beer and went home.
Coco,
Just
beware.
called it a day.
Oh!
Just called it a day.
Jesus. Fucking, I don't know, maybe he's got some like voodoo shaman priestess that'll do some fucking sour Skittle paste on
Dude,
it.
for my anthropology of religion fucking class, I had to watch a fucking in Haiti, or well, it was a recording obviously of some fucking tribe in Haiti, literally worship or sacrifice a baby goat and cut its head off and put it on a stick and straight like put it on a giant like pile of bones. Like I don't know what the fuck and why I said that, but like, dude, straight up, that
That's
shit was
so voodoo is
That's
no
so
joke.
metal.
Yeah,
like,
it
could you
was.
imagine just
It
dubbing
was,
that like?
I know, dude. And it was like everybody was everybody was there. Like it was a giant like fucking everybody. It was like a giant ceremony, but it was just fucking gnarly. Like, and it was fucked up too. My teacher was like not warning us, and it was one of those things where it was like.
Hey kids,
Oh,
we're
here,
gonna watch a
whatever.
video.
No, it's like here, whatever, and you know they're just like walking the goat normally, and then it cuts, and like right as it cuts, then they start saying, and then they like decapitate the goat, and by the time they're even at T, the goat's already head's just off. Like, it cuts scene, and it's like half of a second before you just watch them like a fucked up like straight rock sword thing they've like made. Like it's not even like a machete, like it's brutal. And like, dude, instantly, blam, and like, didn't even get a clean cut on it either. Like, fucking awful.
Oh my god.
And it was like a half a second at time too. It's like there's no looking away.
What was the was it like? And here they decapitate the goat.
Basically, like it was so bad.
Oh, I mean, I guess if you go to a black metal show, like
Man.
yeah, I wasn't talking.
Go to a black.
There's a breakdown. I'm sorry.
Okay, Jake.
I don't even want to say it. Went through my head.
We're gonna start filming vape bukkake porn.
Oh my god.
And we're just gonna have somebody sit there, and we're just all gonna.
Yeah, we're gonna do a whole vape like porn thing, and I was like, we need to get a thing of where it's just a guy's like head in a bitch's lap, and all you see is a head and like just legs, like she's in a skirt, but we can get her to just sneak his head and just blow vape over his head. She's like, I'm coming, and just like.
Or like have him exhale it down there. And
Yeah,
like,
so it blows
How
out.
funny would it be if you like edited, if you could edit something so that way it looks like you're taking a vape hit, but like into a girl's mouth, like out of your dick into her mouth, just like.
We could just straight get a strap on. And like put the put the mod in the dick,
or
cut
a fog
hole,
machine.
cut a fucking hole under into the balls of like the dick, and just like act like you're holding your
Just
dick,
fucking-
slip your pinky in there, and hit it. She can hit the strap on, and like fucking that would be tight.
Just raw mudbone voice in the background, like oh.
He said a machine just fucking hose her down with a.
What?
know what's
fog
happening.
machine?
I know he's like, oh, you could get a fog machine. Yeah, just take a big ass black box into my dick in a box. Suck it,
You
bitch.
can get tubes for box machines, asshole. It's not hard to just get like, oh, the tube that comes with it, maybe just to
They
like.
don't have tubes, surgical
Yeah, you
tubing.
can.
Fuck you guys. I've never been like, ooh, a fog machine. Oh, it's coming out of a hose. It's always a stupid box that you're chilling there, and it'll go.
Well, sorry, you're not up to par on fucking fog machine.
Sorry, you're not up to par on
Etiquette.
1940s technology. Jesus.
Fuck you. That wasn't from the 1940s. It came out in the 80s when motherfuckers were trying to fucking. They're like, you know what'd be tight? What? Some fog?
I'm just saying that George Clinton was before the 80s, and that motherfucker had 1.5 million fog machines come out of a spaceship. And he'd come out like
Bill Clinton?
Yeah, Bill
Bill
Clinton.
Clinton in office, just fucking a UFO came up and his fucking impeachment.
Bill Clinton and the parliamentary funk.
What time is coming?
What?
He said the UFO comes at his impeachment and just fucking sucks him up and.
No, that was his
What?
secretary just sucked him up. That's why he's getting impeached.
Did you hear what I said, Jake?
No, Joseph said something
I
that
said-
I get.
He broke me.
I said
couldn't even
instead of
consider
George Clinton and the Parliament funk, I said Bill Clinton and the parliamentary funk.
Okay.
This has turned into like.
Think, alright,
How many have been
everybody.
recorded, and this is the worst one.
No,
so
this
far.
is the best.
No, it's-
Everybody try and think of a political, like, band that you could make.
Okay.
And just will, like, we will fucking see who gets the best one. Hopefully we can get, two. Well, there's 3 of us. Like, if we can get 3 people to fucking comment and just say who won.
Alright, fuck it.
And winner gets a juice.
Who's buying juice? We gotta pitch in?
The other 2 go half and half on it.
Alright, fuck it.
Alright, cool.
Honestly, I can't think of anything.
Actually, no, I can't. You probably already have something thought up.
Yeah,
and
you
you're,
do. The
you're
only-
rigging
the
this.
best-
No,
thing
I
I-
don't have anything thought up. I swear to God.
I was gonna
I'm
go with-
just saying,
The
like...
best thing I could come up with is George Bush, like, as a rapper frontman to a metal band, what's Ice-T's band?
See, no, but you took the thing where I thought about going with it with the George Bush thing. Now there's the band called Bush. I was going to say just George Bush. But that's
like I
not
was
the one I want
saying,
to go
and
with.
Condoleezza Rice on the drums, giving backup vocals, and fucking Barack Obama on the bass.
But you got to give it a name, fool.
Can't come up with a name. I don't know the
Okay, you've seen the Lucas Brothers with Griddle Wayne, fucking De La Soul Food,
I'm not creative.
Masterpiece Soup. Shut
Lucas
up,
Brothers
Joseph.
are geniuses.
The one thing he says.
I had to. It was because it was the one thing he said. I love the Lucas Brothers. Fuck you.
Let's talk louder next time. I
Say it with your chest.
I got scared.
This is the best.
that could be like one of the one of the
George,
choruses.
dude, Bill
like
Clinton
George.
and the parliamentary funk.
That's
I win.
fucking dope.
I win.
Think of something.
George Clinton and the parliamentary funk.
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton.
Bill Clinton.
What did I say?
You said George Clinton. That's what it is.
Because
but
I was
it's
thinking
Bill
of Bush.
Clinton. Oh.
Bill
and then
Bush.
there is someone named George Clinton. I don't know what he does, but he's named that.
He's the leader of the parliamentary funk. He's like literally the biggest funk star ever.
George Clinton?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I do now.
Thomas Jefferson Starship.
That one was good too. That one was good too. I forgot about that. What was the other Jefferson? George Jefferson?
No fucking way, that'd be so sick! Oh my god! I wish I could get that stupid donkey.
What?
You've never seen those stupid memes where like they'll be like that bitch and then it'll be like, now walk it out, she's slipping on ice, and then they'll cut to a donkey and he's like, it's so fucking icky. Alright, we had our first technical difficulties. The camera decided to die on us, so that part of the section is lost in space forever, like the people in a Krypton box that Superman sent into space. But yeah, so I guess here's part 2 while this goes down, and hopefully that didn't piss you off, because it pissed me off, and I'm sorry. So, I'm beating a dead horse. You having fun there, little guy?
Yeah. Hey, you guys want pixie sticks?
I just grabbed one.
I'm good, actually.
Hey, candy.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
I like lifesavers. Lifesavers are okay. Sorry.
I hate candy, and the one candy he says is
That is actually like the
Lifesavers.
worst candy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lifesavers fucking suck.
The hard ones or the chewy ones?
Chewy.
Those are alright.
Those are pretty good.
Should the camera be closer?
Probably
No, it's
not.
like the only way you can
Yeah.
see all of us. Because I don't have a fish eye.
I'm that white spot over there. Do you see it?
Oh. Alright.
We can see from Brian to
That table. You
Most
can
of
see the
Joseph.
table.
Oh, cool. Alright. What about sound?
It'll be good.
I'm
enough.
assuming it's good enough. We don't have a lot of noise, so.
Alright, sounds good to me.
Oh.
So, my brother bought his fucking 3-year-old daughter a turtle.
That's awful. So he
And
bought
like,
himself a turtle?
pretty much, and like, but do you know how useless of a
Greg's-
fucking pet a turtle is?
They're pieces of shit.
Like, it just sits there, and like,
Go.
they have it in a complete glass box. Like, the top doesn't have air holes in it.
That's awful. Is that it right there?
Yeah, that's it right there.
That
tell you
sad
what,
ass little cage is for a fucking turtle.
Oh,
that-
I thought a big one was. Holy fuck. Well, it's a little turtle, I'm assuming.
Yeah, but it's like a red-nosed slider that could potentially get big.
And they have it in like a shoebox. A glass shoebox.
That's not even a shoe box. That's a fucking
It's like a Chuck Taylor box.
less.
I
That's
think
like an infant shoe box.
Like
Like
retarded.
That's like,
Alright, so
that's like a
great-
that's
I'm
a
gonna tell the rats, my fucking rat story. My brother's rat
Oh, fuck.
Alright, so speaking of useless fucking pets, okay, so my fucking... Alright, so, this is how fucked up my dad is. Like, this is how fucked up my parents are. This was, my brother, when my brother was like 8 or something, he fucking, he had these giant pet rats, like the fucked up lab, like the pet rats, the big fuckers, like
Like
yeah,
a rat, not a mouse,
yeah,
but
you
a rat.
can't like they're wider than that. Like their head is here and their butt's like somewhere over here, and fucking I guess there was 2 of them, and my dad fucking didn't want to get these rats like at all, but like it was the 90s. There was like the 90s and rats were sick as fuck. Like mid 90s, my brother was 8 and he's 8 too, so he wants everything that's sick. So they get these 2 rats, and I can't say you didn't have them for very long either. Like, they only had them for, like, 2 or 3 months. And, like, I guess one day, my brother went in with my dad to feed the rats. And, like, because, like, my parents didn't want him feeding them because they were afraid they would bite my brother because he was still 8. I mean, 8-year-olds are fucking tiny, no matter what you say, you know?
Yeah.
So, like, my dad went in to feed the rats, I guess. And fucking something happened and the rat bit my dad's hand when he was feeding it. And he goes, God damn it! He grabs the rat, literally opens the door, power walks into the middle of the street and goes, and then silently comes back, grabs the second rat that didn't do anything, and just throws them literally as far as he could. Like, I'm talking like they flew like 4 or 5 houses, just like full length, like from here to your corner, like full baseball. Fuck this 10, like 8-pound rat I just threw, and I guess they just fucking flew like fucking like footballs because their tails and their shape, they were aerodynamic. The best thing, they flew perfectly like nose first. And he said they just fucking hit the ground and just tumbled and shit, and they just fucking scattered like never to be seen again.
Oh my god.
My favorite part was when Jay was like, and then it flung, like when he threw it, the second one went in front of a fucking movie light, and all I pictured was E.T. in the moon, but just a rat, like a fucking shitty hood E.T., where it's just like...
Threw a fucking over the street light.
Yeah.
Could you imagine the journey that rat went on?
Could you imagine
Like, my
being
life-
8 years old and just seeing your fucking dad throw your new pets just as fucking far as he could? Like, dude, my dad's little, but that motherfucker is strong. I do not doubt that he threw those rats like 5-6 houses down. Like, dude, to be pissed enough to go, God damn it! And literally just grab one and walk outside calm as fuck with this rat in your hand, knowing you're about to throw it, and just psycho pitch it like, dude.
But like
It's the
your
best
life,
thing I've heard in a long time.
your life is like, oh, I live in this small box and people give me food twice a day, and then
Oh,
all of
yeah.
a sudden,
And one day you just fly.
Especially that one rat that didn't do shit. He went, oh fuck, I know never not to bite this. Oh shit, here he comes. Oh fuck yeah, maybe I'm getting rewarded. Nope!
I feel bad for the second rat who was minding his own goddamn
That's what I'm
business.
saying. Like, that motherfucker was like, that one rat was like, I'm gonna get this motherfucker. He doesn't give me enough. I'm fucking sick of this cage. And then the other guy was like, stupid, I told him. He's like, you know, they had a monologue where they're sitting there. He's like, dude, I'm gonna fucking do something about this shit. And he was like, nah, don't do it, dude.
The rats.
He's like, please. He's like, dude,
It's like Pinky
it's
and the
not
Brain.
that bad. Like, we're just chilling. Like, he doesn't do anything
It's
wrong
not
to
that
us.
hot in
Yeah,
here.
he's like, what the fuck else is there to do? Like, he's like, nah, man, I got dreams of bigger and better things. Like, I'm gonna do this. He's like,
I'm
whatever
gonna break
you
out of here.
Whatever you
Watch,
fucking
when I bite
say,
him, he's gonna
Carl.
fucking throw me. Watch.
Whatever you fucking
He's
say,
gonna
Carl.
let me out. Watch. He's gonna make it look like a mistake and the kid threw me and then it just goes terribly wrong and he gets thrown instead.
Whatever the fuck you say, Carl.
Exactly.
Bites him. No.
Yeah, but no, I heard it was just straight, like he just fucking walked straight out there, like without saying a word to anything, he just screams God damn it and walks straight to the curb, like no words. And just like a psycho in silence, just pitches and walks back in silence, grabs the other one.
No.
And my brother's probably sitting there just like alright.
I could just
worry.
see Jay as a
He
baby.
runs after the second one trying to receive it.
Dumb.
Gets a pool net, just like lacrosse for the save. Wham!
Alright.
The worst that happened to me, like, one time my dad was whipping the shit out of me with a belt. And, like, he was so mad. And then my happy-ass dog walks in the room. And he's like, and fuck your dog, too! And he just whips the shit out of my dog, like, 4 times. And I was like, yo, that's not cool. And like, you want some more? And
They just beat the dog, it's fine.
yeah.
I'm sorry, Rusty.
Just like, because the thing about it is, like, I was in, like, the 7th grade, and, like, I was a weird kid. I had black nails and a studded belt, and he used my belt. So,
It's an
like,
extra weight.
yeah, oh, man. Those studs do not feel nice. Especially on tiny bare ass.
I have 2 good animal stories that are pretty funny. They both involve cats. One of them was really fucked up on my end, but the second one was pretty tight. So, I'm sitting at home, and, fuck you, nigga. I'll let you always vape my shit.
I know, but I want to drip it, too.
Yeah, okay,
I
well,
can't
just
drip it if
ask
it's
for
on your
it.
gate.
But you asked for it.
I'm not going to interrupt your story.
Oh,
Go.
beating a dead horse.
To each their
beating
own.
some dead horse.
To each
So,
their own.
I'm sitting in my house, and I'm, like, just chilling on my bed, and I'm, like, kind of stoned. And, all of a sudden I start hearing this weird noise, and it's like, and it like kind of started muffled like in the distance, but it started getting louder and louder, and it went, and I fucking swear to God, I thought it was like a Russian biplane, like coming to like I don't know, I started panicking, I got up so quick, and I just fucking was like shimmying, and I was like, what the fuck, dude, what the fuck? And I opened the door, and I expected to open the door up to a bunch of, like, military planes just, like, because, like, the cat's, like,
Red Dawn.
yeah, and I was, exactly, and I was like, oh, fuck, dude, like, what the fuck, and I opened the door, and I don't see anything, and I was like, what the fuck is that? So I run to the back, like, the back door to look and see if all the cataclysm hasn't caught over me yet, and I fucking see these 2 cats, and then all of a sudden it's like, I just start seeing like this ball of fucking like Tasmanian devil like out of a cartoon where it's just a smoke cloud and just a couple fists and a foot here and there, and I fucking just start seeing all this fur and shit.
Move too. It's like the same 4 fists.
Exactly. And like I just hear and like all this fur flying, and these cats are like, whoa! And I'm like, oh my god, like fuck, that's one of the Kyla's cats. Like if this cat dies, I'm gonna be in trouble for shit. So I grab the BB gun and I cock it, and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking kill this other cat. And I'm like, fuck, what if I fuck up and shoot this other cat? They're like gyroscoping through this fucking like backyard. So I was like, if I was a cat, like, cause I can't shoot them, what would simulate a fucking gun? I was like, fuck. Plastic bags! So I grabbed 2 plastic bags and I creep up to the door as if they're, like, they gave a shit that I was there before, but I creep up all quietly, and I grabbed the 2 bags and I got them in each hand, and I just walk out and I go, and I'm shaking these bags, so it's like, and both these cats are, like, mauling each other, like, and the second I went, they both went, and just both let go of each other, next to each other, and just laid there, like, fucking, like, legit, I had a gun on them, and they were just like, and then I was just standing there, and I was like, what do I do now? Because they were just laying there, and I just went, scat! And the fucking one cat just fucking went, fucking, like, it was gone. But, like, that fucking cat reached 88 miles an hour and went back to the future. Like, I seen it just jump forward, and that was it. And that was so fucking gnarly.
It just vanished.
Yeah, like,
Particleized.
it fucking just like, beam me up, Scotty! And it was just like, all that was left was a note.
Sorry I fucked your cat up.
No. It was just paw prints on fire. You're like,
Stupid! And there's not a license plate, there's just a collar tag.
a little name tag with
Yeah, exactly.
Just
kind of like, and then my other one that's like kind of really fucked up on my end. My mom just bought a wiener dog for me, and I love wiener dogs. And he's a puppy, and I'm chilling at home.
Surprised faggot.
I fucking love him.
There you go.
And you can't be gay about wiener dogs. So I'm chilling in, like, I'm letting the puppy be a puppy because I had this thing glued to my hip. So I'm like, all right, like, time to go adventure, big guy. So he, like, goes off, and I'm chilling. My mom had these 2 big-ass fucking cats, like the breed of cats that they're, like, fucking like a wolf. And I'm sitting there.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
And I start hearing, and I was like, I jumped to fucking action as if it was my own child. And I walk out there, and I see this big-ass cat mauling my dog, this little puppy, and I fucking just ran up on this little motherfucker, and I was like, and I socked this cat as hard in the fucking head as I would have done like a 40-year-old man who just hit on my girlfriend. And this cat just rolls over on its side, stuck for 2 seconds, and is looking forward like dazed and confused as fuck. And it looked at me and just went, ah! It starts screeching like that at me. And I'm like, oh fuck, so I kind of like went to make a move for it. Dude, just this fucking thing said, and just ripped ass, and all of a sudden I hear this loud ass, and like, because we had these closets that was 3 doors, and they were both shut, and all of a sudden I hear, go, 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 and like, fucking this thing would, 2 of them were shaking, and the other one was off the hinge, and I was like, oh my god, like, this cat just fucking busted through my, like, mom's closet, like, oh fuck, like, I hope the door's not broken, and the cat's still sitting there going, ah! Ah! And then it just kind of calms down, and it went from, ah! To a, la, 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 la. And I'm fucking, this cat's just sitting there doing this in this fucking closet. It's like pitch black, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta do something. Like, my mom's gonna kill me if I just, like, if this cat's stroking out. So it's like, and it kind of gets like, and I'm like, okay, it's like calm enough, it's chilling. And I fucking put my hand in there, and all I hear is, and the fucking, like, clothes are like pushing forward at me. I was like, okay, that's where he is. And I was like, oh fuck, like, why did I do this? And the dog's just sitting there like, are you gonna do that to me? And I was just so like, oh fucking scared, because my mom's due home soon. So I call her store, and I'm like, Mom, but she's like not due home for a couple hours, but she's still due home soon enough to where this broken ass cat, you know. So I call my mom, I'm like, Mom, and she's like, hey, what's up, son? I was like, we got a problem. And she was like, what? I was like, I think I broke the cat. And she was like, what do you mean broke the cat? And I was like, I just think I broke the cat. Like, I don't know how to explain it. And she didn't say a word. All that happened was I was like, I think I broke the cat. And all it was, and I was like, oh, fuck. So I hang up, and no joke, dude, in like 20, 30 minutes, my mom gets home from Yorba Linda, like, and I hear the Mustang, and I'm like, oh fuck, because I'm just sitting there with this dog in the front room trying to stay as far away from this cat as fuck, and I'm just like, oh my god, dude. And like straight up, my mom gets home, and the cat's like still just kind of like, and then it sees my mom, and it fucking just like tears ass up to her, like kind of, she like gets him, like it didn't tear ass, but it like was clinging on my mom, and it was like holding onto her like chest, and she's holding the cat like, oh, Davidson, like, oh, the cat's names, there were two cats. One cat was Harley and the other cat was Davidson. And she's got fucking Harley or Davidson or whatever the fuck his name was, I don't remember, but he was like, oh, like, poor kitty. And, like, you know my mom's apartment, how there was, like, that door, I fucking lurked around the door, because I seen how I was like, this is my chance to get my mom, too. And the cat was sitting there, and I lurked, like, just past the corner, and the cat looked at me, and I went, and the cat fucking just straight said, shit, and my mom went, fuck, and threw the cat. And I was just like, and I lurked back, and she was like, this fucking cat just clawed me. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, he's been through a lot today.
Yeah, that's punched out a
I'm
cat.
just like,
How old were you?
oh, I was easily 17.
I thought you were like 10 in this story.
Oh, no, dude, I was, like, literally this happened probably 2 years ago, 3 years ago, when my mom bought my wiener dog, like,
Oh, yeah.
yeah.
I miss Nugget.
Oh, yeah, a little skimmerig, dude.
That was kind of right.
I love him. He was my criminal present.
Criminal.
Shouts out to Plies.
Shout out to Plies.
I don't know. I'm a golden retriever, man. Yeah?
Yeah. See, but, like, for little dogs, because I'm not really big into little dogs, because my mom had a Yorkie who was fucking piece of shit dog.
Oh,
He got bitten in half twice. Like, literally in half twice, and the vets were like, your dog's not going to make it. And then they're like, your dog loves you so much that this dog is pulling back from literally having his fucking every vital organ in him punctured except for his heart. And they're like, we've never seen anything like this. And then the second time, they're like, this dog's going to die. There's no doubt that this dog's going to die. Doctor came back later in the night and was like, the shit's happening again. He's fine.
This shit's happening again. It's fine. Just like
in medical terms?
God damn it. This is so fucking absurd.
Yeah, pretty much, dude. The
I'm
dude
fucking
was like,
over this. I
there's
went to
no-
veterinary school for fucking 80 years, it seems
Yeah, he's
like.
like,
And all my fucking knowledge is out the roof because some fucking fairy tale dog walks through my building
literally,
and puts all my paperwork
Literally.
to shame.
Just like this.
And they're so underpaid too. They're full fucking doctors. Like they know enough to fucking operate on every animal ever.
Yeah.
6 hours of fucking work and then it's just like
He's like,
comes back, it's fine. You've got
but I can only
fucking
imagine they're
thing.
like, the second time they're like, fuck it, he's gonna die. Like, let's just give him minimal like support.
Don't
The
even
Yeah,
heal
they're like,
him.
they're like, look, just leave him on the table. The dog's
He'll
just like,
bleed out.
he's like,
Is that the white dog?
no, that dog died too, but like random as. But that dog went out fucking horrible. That dog gave birth to a second puppy, and after it gave birth to a second puppy, this fucking dog straight up was sitting there because my mom got rid of the other puppy, and my mom think it drove the dog crazy. Because the dog was really sad after she got rid of her puppy, right?
Okay.
So fucking she has the other dog, and my mom, she swears to God that the dog Lulu knew that she just had this puppy, and she's like, oh fuck, like this bitch is gonna give the dog away. So the dog killed itself. But listen, my mom calls me, and it's like late as fucking night, and I'm like, hello, and she's like, Junior, Lulu's dying, and I'm like, how the fuck do you know? Like, this dog's like 5.
Yeah.
Like, it's fine. Like, what the fuck? And she goes, you don't understand. And I'm like, what? She said this dog was curled up in a corner eating its fur bald. Like, but it did it like a fucking, like, the fucking Aurora Borealis snake where it's like it ate her tail and just up into her fucking neck. Like, the dog looked like a lion. And then she said the dog just got really sad and literally just croaked out and threw up shit and pissed itself and just laid there dead.
What?
And like as I'm on the phone, she's like, Lulu's dying, and I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, why? And she's like, I don't know, but she's eating herself. Like, I was like she's like eating her limbs off, and she's like, no, but her hair. And I was like, oh my god. She's like, I'm gonna call you back. She calls me back. She's like, she died. And I was like, oh fuck, like, oh my god, like, I'm so sorry, because my mom loves her dogs more than her own children. Like, she abandoned her children and stuck with these dogs. Like, it was
She's
weird.
so sad.
And, like, I was just like, oh fuck, dude, like, oh no. Because, like, after George ended up dying, she straight up went out and got this biker-ass tattoo on her forearm that just says Rainbow Bridge George because she found a poem about heaven for animals. And she's like, I have to get another tattoo. And I was like, what the fuck? And I was like, you're kind of taking this really, like, cool, because when George died, she was like, she called off of work for, like, a week, and she just laid in bed and just smoked pot and just sobbed. And I was like, oh my god,
dude, that's
like,
what I
not
did
this
when
again.
Alan died. I didn't even go to college. I just fucking... She died the same way yours did.
I literally
I
poured
hugged
a
her
40
and then she
out
just
for
fucking
my
had a
dog.
seizure and died.
Yeah.
I had to take my dog and I had to pick her up into everything, and I had to take her and I had to do that, and I literally poured a 40 out into her dog food bowl, and I was fine.
Really?
Yeah,
It was like grieving, and then like I looked at that picture of that one fucking
The
photo.
selfie?
It's like the most majestic photo of an animal ever taken with the sunlight, and it's just like I just looked at it for like a minute, and I was like, "Fuck that! Like that fucking sucks." And then I was straight. Like, it's still sad as fuck, but I kept it super hood, because that's how she would have wanted it, you know?
Yeah. I was meant to say, like, right now, like, I'm sorry that your dog died. I wasn't there for it. I wish I would have been able to see her before.
Or say Softy one more time. It was fucked up, too, because, like...
A moment of silence for Softy. In her name we pray.
Alright. But no, just play, like, how many niggas fell victim to the streets? The Tupac comes on again.
Can we edit that?
I'll edit it in, I don't give a fuck. But anyways...
Cuts like away for a second. Eric has Brian has a 40 that's just like slowly pouring onto Jake's carpet.
That's what we did.
I literally have that in a dog bowl that will probably be played here. I'll make sure that happens. But no, it was fucked because it was like she was in and out, and like it was like getting late too. It was like 5 o'clock when we had to do it. Like I had taken her at night because we didn't want to like make her sit through it another night because she really was like half in and half out of it, and it was fucked because. You know, if she was all the way out of it, like, damn, this just needs to happen, like, fuck, this sucks. But, like, it was, like, she would fade into it, too. Like, she would be all psyched and, like, happy, and then you're like, oh, my God, like, that's still my fucking dog. And then she'd go out of it, and you were just like, oh, fuck, like, dude, this is gnarly. And she'd come back, and you're like, what the fuck?
That's
like,
what happened with mine. Like, I got so pumped up when she came back, I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And then
that was bad.
Then it happened.
I was very thankful I never had to, I've had to experience animals dying. Like, it was weird. I used to have a ferret named Wheezy. Yeah, when I was really young, we had this ferret named Wheezy, and this fucking animal was the shit. I had 2 fucking animals that were, like, my heart. And, like, Wheezy was the dude, man. Like, this dude would just fucking go everywhere with me. Like, he was like a dog. And, one day, I, like, woke up, and he was, like, asleep next to the toilet. And he was like, I thought he was asleep, but sure enough, it was like piss around him. And like, I got my mom, and I was like, Mom, like, what's wrong with Wheezy? And she was like, oh fuck. And then I don't really remember she never told me, like, oh, he's dead. Just Wheezy went away. And then my other cat, Snuggles, I had this cat that was so fucking bitchin'. Like, I was sitting outside, and I was like sneaking a joint at my grandma's, and this cat's like fucking looking in the air, and I was like, what are you doing, Snuggles? Because this cat could be anywhere, like, because we lived by that riverbed. This cat would be benching in the riverbed, and I'd come out and like fucking opponent, I'd go, and then I just would wait until the cat came to me, and the cat would come to me, and she was getting old and shit, but back to the story, I was sitting there smoking this joint, and this cat's just staring up, and I'm like, what the fuck, like, what are you doing, Snuggles? And she's not, like, coming to me, and all of a sudden, I just hear, and then she just leaps, and just, and fucking, like, she gets something, she just bites it really hard, and she comes up to me and drops a fucking hummingbird at my feet.
Fuck.
And I was like, oh my god, like, that's for me. It's like, you fucking caught a hummingbird for me. Like, you didn't just go the usual cat way and maybe get a fucking, like a lizard or something, you got a fucking hummingbird. That was so bitchin'. And then one day it was like really sad because I knew she was kind of getting old, and I went outside one day and I hadn't seen her like at all that day, and I was just like, and I waited in the front yard for like 30 minutes. The cat never came, and I was like, she went off and died. And I just kind of like sat there like for the rest of the day, and I just watched the sun go down. And I just
That's beautiful.
was like, damn.
Well, there's that one time my cat got hit by a car and lived.
Rockies.
This one time, Ricky, Ralphie. Okay, so
Rudy.
my cat, exactly. Dude, anything that's
Reggie.
Reggie. Dude, yeah, he got hit by that car. And dude, we thought that cat was gonna die so hard. But he was like he was trying to fight so hard to live.
Oh, he did the fucking
But-
George for Steve.
But dude, it was so bad, dude, he straight was just like laying.
You know who Rocky
He laid in
reminds
his-
me of?
What?
The fucking little rat guy from fucking Recess. The snitch. The little snitch motherfucker.
Yeah, dude, this cat's such a bitch. That's okay. Dude, he like was laying like, dude, he like crawled his way into his litter box and was like,
He got hit by a car. This cat's such a bitch.
no, he's a giant bitch before and after. He's a bitch. That's like a personal thing. Like he's a bitch and then he got hit by a car. Like he has, like there's no correlation between the two whatsoever. He's just a bitch cat the whole way through.
Yeah.
But like, okay, so he got hit by that car and dude, yeah, crawled his way into the cat box and like was just shitting and pissing on himself for like 4 or 5 days. And like, but he was like, dude, but like he would move around and shit, and like he was like trying to get better, cause like we didn't even like take him to the vet, cause nothing like was genuinely wrong. He was just like hurt, and fucking dude, like even my brother was some like, dude, we had that fucking 22. Like I'll put this fucking cat out, and I'll just say he died, and like I'll just fucking off him. Like dude, my brother was gonna straight fucking mob murder this cat, dude.
Like a double tap.
Dude, straight up, he was just gonna light him up and just like get rid of his body, like, and just say, oh, he died, and I just like,
Threw him away.
like he was gonna literally kill him just to put him out of his misery, and be like, oh, he just died, like I don't know, and it was fucked. And then I guess like, dude, miraculously as fuck, my brother gets home from work to do the deed literally, and he's like, fine.
The cat heard him. He was laying in his own shit. He heard,
Dude,
we're gonna
gotta
put
be
the...
kidding me.
And he was like straight fine, dude, and it's like gnarly, like his intestines were
You
like,
can feel it when you pet him.
dude, like his abdomen like ripped open and his like intestines and shit like came out of him, like, but they were still in his skin. Like it was
crazy.
gnarly. And like he's still like all not patched up and shit, and like you can feel where it
Like everything collapsed inside of him.
I
It
don't
didn't
know, like
collapse, it
literally
just,
like
like,
his ab
fell
muscles,
out.
like his abdomen muscles, like must have like ripped open and they just fell out, like. So like, dude, they got all that shit like tucked up in there and like it
Fuck.
fucking healed, and like now there's like it's all fucked up down there still and stuff. Like you can feel it is like
But he's
I
like
just don't-
perfectly nimble and agile.
Yeah, now
like,
he's,
he lives
like,
a perfectly good life.
completely fine, but like other than he's a giant bitch.
Yeah, snitching ass motherfucker.
He's still a bitch. I mean, he did kind of pull through kind of hood. He got hit by a fucking car.
Yeah, the cool way was hearing Diane tell the story
Oh,
and Steve
yeah.
sitting next to us. Like the first time I heard this story, I was sitting with Brian and
this is pretty
Brian's dad and Brian's mom, and we're sitting out there, and we just seen like Haley's Comet go by. It was fucking a trip, and we're sitting there, and she's like, "Oh yeah, like there's the bush I called Rocky from," and Steve was like, "Don't even fucking talk about that night." And I was like, "Can we? Like, I want to know what happened." And she's like, Steve was like, "Oh, here we go," and Diane was like,
Oh, here we
we
go.
couldn't find like the cats, and like they were over in the bush across the street." And she was like, I called the cat, and then it just so happened when the cat was running across the street, a car was coming, and just, you didn't get out of the way, just thunk into the wheel well and came out, and I was like, oh my god, like, oh
He like
my god.
disappeared actually.
Yeah.
Like
Like-
it was fucked up when it happened. Like it was getting late and we lived by the riverbed, so we didn't want him to get eaten by coyotes because we've lost like 4 cats that way.
Mm-hmm.
So we're freaking out. Like it's getting dusk. Like my dad's not calling him in. Like we can't get him in. And so my mom gets like, fuck, okay, like we need to call the cat. So she does. She just like the first time my mom calls out to the cat. Like my dad's been looking for hours. Like the first time my mom calls out to the cat, dude, just straight right across the street, just into a car. And like literally, like, because we had this palm tree and like it went behind the palm tree, like right when it happened, and nobody really saw anything. And they were like, what the fuck? And he was gone. Like it was bizarre. Like he got hit and they're like, what the fuck? And then we're like, what? Like everybody's like looking at each other trying to figure it out, and all we could hear is just and we look, and he's just like right next to my front door. Like he ran from wherever he got hit at. Like nobody saw him run, but it was gnarly. And then literally like that just happened, and he couldn't walk in the door. And then we picked him up, and then that's where we like set him in my back bathroom. And then that's where we just put the litter box too, and then he just lived there for like 4 days.
Fuck.
But yeah, then like
Ripped in half.
after she told me this, after she told me the story, he goes, "That's not how it went." And I was like, "How'd it go?" And this is like, Steve got vulgar with it. This is what really tripped me out. He went, "Like a bitch, she fucking got my cat ran over by a car." And I went, "Oh." And he was like, "She sabotaged my fucking cat. She waited. She knew he was in the bush and waited for the fucking car to come." And she said, "Rocky, knowing that this car was going to hit my fucking cat." And she was like, "Steve, no." And he was like, "This is what you did. Shut up." And I was like, oh my god.
Dude.
Yeah.
I got some fucked up Steve and Diane stories.
Oh,
but
man.
That's a whole...
And this was like my second time in seeing Brian. The first time we hung out was traumatic because of the snake.
Yeah.
I'm like deathly afraid of snakes, like horribly afraid of snakes more than anything ever was invented. And the first day I like actually planned like a play date to come and skate with this fool and build a mini ramp.
I'll be right back.
Yeah.
It is.
Fucking the first thing that happens, we're going to build this mini ramp and this fool goes, "Oh, a snake," and I was like, "Oh god."
So blatantly, oh, a snake.
Yeah, like, he doesn't give a shit, and I was like, "Oh, fuck, dude, like, no, but I can't pretend, like, I gotta kind of pretend like I'm strong," and I was like, "Dude, kill it, or something, like, get it out of here," and he takes a pitchfork, and he grabs it and just flings it down this big-ass hill he had in his backyard, like, he had, like, a 50, 70-foot drop of a hill
It's on
incline.
the river bluff.
Yeah, so, like, this snake goes soaring through the air like a fucking rat, like, it was like, it stayed perfectly
Helicopter.
level, it
Perfect
was
spiral?
just like, yeah, but it was just like, whoa. And it lands, and the second it lands, I had already picked up a brick and just fucking hucked it. And like straight up
And it
the
was
most,
fucked up, dude.
it was
This
like
fool
a
hit
big
this
ass
snake.
brick.
Dude, he threw a brick, like a fucking big ass brick, like fucking like 20 yards, and just perfectly
We
fucking just smashed this snake's head in. Like, it was like the freakish, like, I thought he was magic. Like,
Because it was like a brick. You wouldn't even think you could throw 5 feet, but I said,
dude, it was
fuck that.
magic, bro. Like, cause it hit the ground,
It did
and
the
then it like
brick just
bounced
followed
one
up.
time. Like, dude, it like literally hit the ground, bounced one time, and like he had already let it go. And then like by the second time it hit the ground, it was like smashed.
Yeah, like he
the
fucking
snake.
flung
Yeah.
the snake.
Yeah.
The second it just went, it just hit the ground and kind of lifted up, and by the time it was lifting up, this big ass brick said, "Take it!" And this fucking snake just went like rolled into a ball and just like kind of rolled away and died. And I was like, man, fuck that.
You know
I
the-
still never told him I was afraid of the snake. So this dumbass motherfucker.
Oh, there's still more. I thought it was.
Do you
dead.
wanna try?
No, it is,
I
but
like
there's
a little
plenty
bit
of other
too.
snake stories.
There's just this one like
Oh,
that
yeah.
other really traumatized me. You go to his brother's house for like the third time, and his house was like the party house for us. Like we would go and smoke, and we're getting all like stoned and drunk. And this motherfucker goes a snake, and I was like, he kind of held it up at me. I was like, dude, like please don't come any closer with me, like with that at me, please. And he fucking threw it at me, and shit got real.
I didn't know he had like a fear of snakes. I thought he
Shit
was
got
just like
real.
a normal fear of snakes. I didn't realize it was
Really
like
fucking
he almost
quick.
swung on me.
No, I smacked the beer that I was drinking to the left, and I got up and I was like, "You stupid motherfucker! I told you not to!" And I'm like getting drawn to tears because the snake like hit me, and I was like so scared, so
It
mad. I
was
was
dead
like,
as fuck though. Yeah.
"It doesn't matter,
Yeah,
dude."
but it was like
But
I did. I
dude.
threw right at him.
I was like, "You fucking piece of shit!" I just got up so quick and flicked that beer, and then like Jay was there, and it was just like, "Oh my god!" Like this is my friend. Like, and I was just like, "Don't do it again!"
He did this.
Hey! None of that!
None of that!
No!
No, it was bad. It was just like
He has a really good stern father voice. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
No!
"Don't get up!"
Have you guys seen Horrible Bosses too?
No.
No.
Oh,
I don't watch movies.
Hey!
I only watch
Take
cartoons.
They invent like this thing called the shower buddy where it dispenses soap on the top, and he's like, they're on the news and they're explaining the name of it. He's like, yeah, we just went with a shower pal. He's like, no, I like shower daddy. He's like, that's weird. Why would your friend be in your
Shower
shower?
daddy?
Why would your dad? And he's like, all right, calm down, dude. Live TV here.
That's pretty tight.
Oh, and there's this scene where it's like Jennifer Aniston's in it, like describing a penis, and she's like, "Is it veiny? Did it have a turtleneck? Did it like come up
Dumb.
snug?" And I was like, "Hey Jake, I don't think Bella's." She's like, explaining it thoroughly. I was like, Jake, I don't think Bella should be in the room.
My
And we
4-year-old niece.
We turned around. Bella had been sitting there the entire time, just.
Awestruck, like, huh?
Why would you do?
She learned some things from me babysitting her, though.
Yeah, I'm like bummed to be like a dad because I feel like I'd be one of those dads who like tries to smoke their kid out, like just too stoned to be even paying attention.
My mom has done that to me so much. I swear to God, dude. Like from the moment I was born, I knew I was gonna smoke pot because literally, like, fucking, like when I was a child, like I straight up like was like young, like watching fucking people like rail pills and shit. Like it was horrible. But I thought everybody's family did that. So when I got into middle school and started having friends like you guys, and I was like, wait, these people's parents are like not separated, and like, what the fuck is this? Like,
Normal?
this is so weird. Yeah. And then I would like talk to people's parents and shit. Like it wasn't like you guys, but like my couple friends and shit. And I'd be like, so like, where do you guys smoke pot at? And they're like, they were like, what the fuck? And I was like, well, I don't know. My mom like
has a certain area.
Yeah, I was like, her and her friends smoke pot by the dartboard, like.
By the dartboard in the house.
Yeah, I was like, do you guys smoke pot? Like, it's kind of cool. I like the smell of it. And they're like, what the fuck? And they're like,
How
you know you can
fucking
stay
strange
here
is that?
however long you want, right? I was like, well, thanks. I was like, I just want to stay the night. And they're like, yeah, but if you ever need anything, like, ever, or like you need to stay somewhere. And I was like, what the fuck are you, like, are you guys trying to rape me? Like, this is weird. And then, yeah. So, and it was just, like, so weird knowing that. So, like, ever since I was born, like, always seeing that, I was like, I'm gonna smoke pot, like, once my mom lets me. And then fucking, like, at, like, age 12, like, I started smoking pot with this guy. And I went home and I was like, Mom, like, guess what? And she was like, what? I was like, I smoked weed for the first time today. And she was like, she looked at me and she was like, no, you didn't. And I was like, yeah, I did. And my mom's seeing, like, because I would always lie. And I was like, hey, Mom, like, I fucking drank a beer today. And she was like, oh, really? Then drink one. And I was like, oh, no, I'm just kidding. And then she was like, she was like, you didn't smoke pot. And I was like, okay. And she looked at me and she was sitting in bed and she was holding the pipe and she went, prove it. And I fucking looked at this bitch's eyes with like, and I fucking snatched it out of her hand and I was like, give me that shit. And I fucking just was like, and I blew it at her and she went, get the fuck out of this room. And I left there and I was like, ha 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 ha.
Dumb.
And then like our relationship got really weird because she knew I smoked pot but she really didn't want to know because I would go out to Orange County and hang out with this guy.
Fuck yeah,
constantly.
even with us too.
Yeah, no, constantly like this, like before clinics started popping up, like this guy would just give me like free ounces and be like, here, kid, like test this for me. Like
fucking 12 years old, here's an ounce.
It's true.
yeah, dude.
Walk away.
He was like, here, dude, like test this for me. Like we need to see this shit. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, and this dude like became one of my really good friends. He got me the highest I've ever gotten in my entire life.
Shit.
Literally, okay, I'm gonna cut to this story real quick. So I go to his house and he's smoking this joint, and on the way there, he's telling me about this weed. He's like, this weed is so good that the crystals on it are so fine, and it's such a sativa, like it activates a psychoactive part of your brain that it makes you hallucinate. And I was like, weed doesn't do that, you stupid bitch. Like, shut the fuck up. And so we get there, and he's got like a big ass joint rolled, like a clinic pre-roll would be for that. And so he takes 2 hits, and he was like, oh, I'm done. And I was like, Richie, you pussy. So I killed the thing, which is like a fucking 1.5 grams joint. And I fucking killed the thing. And he was like, I looked at him and he was like, I could tell this dude was high. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, why can't this guy handle this high? Like, what the fuck? And he was like, let's get in the caddy. And I was like, alright. So we get in his car. And he had this bitch ass Cadillac. And we're driving. He's like, we're gonna go to my old neighborhood. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, okay. And we're driving there, and I'm just fucking in this seat like, oh my god, I'm so fucking high. And he goes, we're gonna go to where I used to eat food all the time. Mm-hmm. When I was stoned, and I was like, okay. And still, mind you, I'm still 12. Rolling around with a man who's like 26, like, doing all this shit. Yeah, like, bumping Macklemore, I swear to God, before, like, this dude was onto Macklemore when I was 12. I'm fucking 20. That is 8 years ago. When Macklemore first started, he has one of the hardest Irish fucking pride songs. It's called Irish celebration, it's so fucking hard, dude. I can honestly say I've been listening to Macklemore since that motherfucker was a teenager.
Fuck.
Because after that, I downloaded all of his shit. But anyway, so we get to this fucking place, and I am so blown. Like, every time I blink, I swear to God, it was like an hour went by. Like, we were at a stop sign, and I blinked, and I thought I fell asleep, and I woke up, and we were still at the red light, and I was like, oh my God, like, what the fuck? And I was just so high, and, like, literally, like, I thought, like, I just, like, melted into the seat. Not like I had, like, an acid trip and melted, but I just felt like I was the seat. Like, I could not feel anything on me. I was like...
I felt I was the seat.
Yeah, I was just like, oh my God, like, I've never been this high. So we get to this stupid fucking burger joint, and I get out of the car, and I fucking giraffe-legged. My knees went straight in, and I went to my head. Like, I just dropped like
He just collapsed.
like an angle. Yeah, I fucking, I just got up.
He gave up. That's
And
how
it wasn't even, dude, it wasn't even like I fell, like,
Should we come over now?
like, flat. I went. And just stayed like this, and he's seeing me like that. He's like, are you okay? I was like, I'm just really high, dog. And then we buy fucking a $12 pastrami, and I ate the whole fucking thing. And he was like, I've never seen anybody eat a whole one. That's kind of their gig here. I was like, I'm so fucking high. I was like, I didn't even realize I finished it. Like, what are you talking about?
I just thought I had to.
But yeah, and then we went to the fucking beach. It was the weirdest. He looked at me. He's like, you know, it'd be tight right now. And I was like, what? And he was like, the beach. And I was like, what? Like, what the fuck, dude? Like, the beach is so far. Like, we're in fucking, like, Placentia, dude. And he's like...
That's where I live at right now, currently. Sorry.
Oh, it's all
not
good.
important. I just...
No, thank you for saying something for once. Other than your cool ass yell. So, fucking... He was like, alright, like, let's go to the beach, and we get there, and fucking US Open is going on.
What?
And I am so fucking blown, and we get there, and we go and sit in the one spot where there's, like, nobody, and we're just sitting there, and, like, straight up the same thing with the fucking, like, car seat. I was like, I am the sand. I fucking straight up just sat there and just started putting the sand over my legs and going, like, I don't feel this. Like, I feel me moving the sand. Like, I am the sand. Like, this is crazy. And, like, I looked over at him, and this motherfucker is just sitting in the most, like, he wasn't sitting. He was literally doing the fucking horse dance, just staring at the ocean, and fucking, we could have been there 5 minutes, 10 minutes, but I swear to God, we were there for so fucking long, and this motherfucker was just sitting on his own, like, will.
Just perfectly.
Yeah, and I was like, like, what the fuck is he doing this for so long? And, like, we were sitting there, and then the wave crashed really hard, and it just all sucked out of me. Like, I watched the wave go, whoo, and then when it hit, it was like, bam, I was like,
So
and I was like,
yeah,
I really did this. Like, what the fuck? I hate sand on me. And I got so mad, and I looked at Richie, I was like, can we get the fuck out of here before my thighs get a rash? And he looked at me, and he was like, we've only been here like 10 minutes, dude.
I fucking hate the beach.
And I was like,
why are we here?
and I just was like, okay, cool, like, we can stay longer. And then it was just so weird, and we just both sat in silence and just, like, looked at the beach. And I was like, oh my God.
Fucking 12-year-old getting that high. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I used to go to, hell yeah, my brother and me used to get stoned, and I would go to, like, fucking 8th grade and 7th grade and shit, and he would blatantly smoke me out, because he used to drive me in the morning every morning, and fucking, we would just get stoned, and I'd just be at school just like, I had Miss Sanchez first period, and she knew I was stoned all the time, and she couldn't really do anything about it either, and it sucked.
Mr. Walker knew I was high all the time. I'll never forget, we had to do, like, a presentation, and I was sitting in class, and, like, this is when I, like, got introduced to Alex Zambrano, and he looked at me, and he was like, yeah, like his little Alex laugh, and I was like, huh? He was like, you smell like devil lettuce. And I was like, oh, fuck. And then, like, we go up there, and I was wearing a yellow Suzuki, like, old dirt bike shirt that was just so ratty with, like, because I had no money, so, like, I had these horrible dad Walmart jeans and shit, and, like, I just looked like hell, and Mr. Walker came up to me, and he went, now, I'm gonna blame somebody's parent, because I know y'all are too young to be smoking weed, but one of y'all smells like some fucking weed. And he got really mad, and I was like, I looked at Alex, and I was like, oh, fuck, dude. And he was like, he grabbed his fucking horse that was named Pookie, and he would always say, he would talk to the horse. He's like, Pookie, like, do you think Randy's right with this crazy ass answer? Because I would like make some Star Wars reference in history. Because I was like, oh, this is like when fucking stormtroopers stormed the fucking here, like, and all this shit. And they're like, he's like, do you think stormtroopers did this? And the horse would be like, no, man, like, no. The horse would say some crazy shit back at him about Star Wars, and I was like, oh, that fucking horse is the shit, dude. Like, he knows. And then he's like, y'all gotta excuse Pookie, he been hitting the pipe. And I was like,
He did.
Pookie
I forgot about that shit.
Oh my god, his horse is a meth head! And it was just like, oh my god. And then he's like, all talking shit about like somebody's parents smoking weed and like now their kid smells like weed, and then he gets in trouble for smoking a blunt in a fucking parking lot.
Mr. Walker?
Yeah!
That's not why he...
After school, swear.
Fuck you. That would be sick. I don't know if that's true. I believe it. Fuck it.
That motherfucker had a roach clip thumb. He did the Snoop Dogg. All his nails were perfectly
he
cut
caught me.
on his
That's been
thumb
picked
so
up
he could
pineapple.
grip a roach.
When is it okay for us to?
Oh, anytime.
Alright.
He did.
I need to stop by my dad's house real quick.
Alright.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
it's
how
getting
long you
late
guys are
too.
gonna be here, but
Randy.
if not,
Huh?
I'll just meet
It's
you.
getting late.
Yeah,
Alright.
we're gonna go there.
But
There, man.
anybody
Wait,
want
can
to?
you text me the address? Cause I don't have it. 'Cause I don't. No,
You know what? Let's meet at 7-Eleven
one.
on
Because I just gotta do
6th
something
Street in
super
like
quick.
20 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah, 20 minutes.
Off 6th Street.
yeah.
Yeah,
What's
right
going
over
on?
there.
Wait, why don't we just
Tyler
meet up-
Berry surprise party.
Wait, isn't? I thought it was off River Road.
Mm-mm.
Nope. You meet us at 7-Eleven. It's across the street from there.
I don't know what's 7-Eleven, 6th
It's
Street.
off
On
the
6th
6th Street.
Street?
Just take 6th Street and you'll see a 7-Eleven on the left-hand side. You'll be good.
Alright, I'll see you guys in a little bit.
Bye. What was I saying though? So it's getting down to the nitty gritty. Anybody got any last minute requests?
I'm chilling. I'm starting to get a headache, and if I don't get rum in me quick, then
Yeah, I'm starting to get tired.
Alright, cool. Well,
dead pets and
yeah. Quick
pops
plug.
for us today.
Eat
To
your
anybody who watched this, if you follow me on Instagram at the number 2 much passion, and you reference I don't know, like a screaming cat, just reference something. I will hook you up with a free print and a small painting on a canvas of whatever you want, and I'll just throw in a print of whatever I have printed up at the time. So that's something for you. This is at Jake is a Waffle.
At Jake's a Waffle.
Is it with the WTW?
Yeah, still.
Underscore WTW. Jake is a Waffle underscore WTW. And that man right there, who you can't currently see, is at not Brian Sosak. And you can follow him on Instagram. And I don't know if any of these guys want to contribute to the love giveaway. But
no.
thank
Hell
you
yeah.
for watching
Maybe
this.
next time.
If you vape, I'll send you a bottle of juice. If you smoke weed, I don't know. I'll send you a used roach. Yeah, if you want that, it's yours.
Bye.